Hello, students. I hope you had a great summer, and I look forward to interacting with you this semester. My name is Dr. Maggie Gaddis. In this quick video, I will take you through the course, but I still expect you to click on every page and read it. It's good to have a full view of what we're walking into before you start getting into the minutia of each assignment. Normally the announcements will show here, the recent ones, if you want to see all the announcements, they show here. I post both lecture support videos and schedule reminders, and then sometimes grading feedback, but usually that comes through your Canvas inbox. Here's the complete syllabus. All the policies and learning outcomes, assignments are described here. And then we have the full schedule. So one thing you'll see in the announcements is reiterations of portions of the schedule, whichever ones we're working on. What else you'll notice here is that we have redundancy. We don't have new assignments in each unit. We just do the same thing over and over again. We're building a study guide together in our discussion, just as we would do if we came to class. And then you take quizzes, and halfway through the semester, you'll start working on a final paper that has citations, an annotated bibliography, outline, first draft, and final draft assignments. You can see that in the modules here. So the first thing you see here are important links. These are full descriptions of what discussions are in this class, what quizzes are, what the final project is. Here's your textbook. You can access this from anywhere. You can just Google it. It's from Rice University, free textbook. You can also download a copy onto your computer or device to read when you're offline. Then we'll go into the units. So the units are of varying lengths. The longest one is 4 weeks, and that's the very first unit. Oh, pardon me. That's in the lab class. Let me back up. All the units are 2 to 3 weeks long. The first one is a bit longer because we want to get settled in before we hit any content information, which will come through this first discussion. And then the third content week of discussion, we'll discuss photosynthesis, and then you'll take a quiz. And then we'll go into the same patterns in Unit 2. The outline here, these are all the subsections of the textbook. So when you go to write a discussion post, you're just going to choose one of these subsections and you're going to write about that. And you can tell us where in the book you were reading. You can include these statements in the title of your post. And then in that way, we will together develop the lecture material for the course. And I'll also get to know what interests you. And so I can drive my particular commentary through those interests of yours. So, that being said, the discussion is where all the action happens in class. You know, I might make a post to you in a discussion. I try to make at least one post a day throughout the week to at least one student. There are 60 students in the lecture class. So I think a better way to handle trying to find what I have to say is to search for my writing. There has never been this many students in this class. The most they have ever let in before is 30. So now we are double that number, and the discussion will become really long. So please follow the discussion guidance about what your discussion posts should look like. It really needn't be a whole essay, just about 200 or 300 words. Here is the rubric for that. You want to fully address concepts from the learning outcomes, and I'll point those out in just a second. You're going to make one original post and 3 reply posts. Some discussions are 2 weeks long, some are 1. So if it's only 1 week long, you have to make 4 posts in 1 week. And I want you to show up to discussion at least 2 different times. So that would be like coming to lecture twice every week. If you are going to use references, please properly cite them. A URL alone doesn't tell us enough information. to give us a real sense of what's going on. Now, if you want to see all the pages about from which the course material is developed, they're all in here, in the pages link. So I might refer to the pages link, which is kind of a weird thing to say if you're not inside of Canvas, but that's what I mean. So let's look at the textbook here. So there's your textbook link, and here are the course learning outcomes. So we're following the course textbook fairly closely. So Unit 1 is Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3 in the textbook, until we get down to Unit 5 and 6, trying to align as best possible with the in-class labs that I'm also teaching. And so this little flip-flop at the end relates to that outline for the 1060 class, which you are probably in as well, either in the online section or a classroom section. All right, that's my video for you today. I hope that after you look around, you might have some questions. You're going to go in here and you're going to introduce yourself. Look, I want you to do this really fast by Thursday, okay? Don't sit around. There are 2 prompts here, so please introduce yourself. Tell us what your preferred name is, your preferred pronouns, your major, and a little known fact about you, okay? And always sign your name to your post. I have lots of students, so if your Canvas name says Michael Scott, I'm not going to call you Mike unless you sign your name. And then the second prompt here is about this TED Talk, The Danger of Science Denial. So please take the time to look at that and respond to the following. Respond to 3 of your peers. And then looking ahead, even though I don't have anything assigned in the reading in the first week, please, please, please start reading. Do it right now, because reading is the biggest challenge. You're supposed to spend 2 to 3 hours a week per credit in a class. So 12 hours a week working in this class. Get a jump start on that right now. Most of this will be in Unit 1, will be review from any high school biology class you took. All right, I think that's all for now. I like to make videos, and it's easy for me to do them and feel motivated if I have questions from you. So please feel free to communicate with me. I really would rather you email me in Canvas than in the UCCS email, only because we get so many emails. But I come here and see my students first, and then I worry about the nonsense in my UCCS email. So please contact me here. I would greatly appreciate it, and I look forward to interacting with you, and I'll make a similar video for the lab class. So for some of you, I'll see you in a minute.